Hi. Um, I don't really know how to start this. I guess I'll just say it. My name's Emily. I'm 16. I live in a small town, nothing special, just one of those places where everyone knows each other's business. That's actually why I'm not talking to anyone I know about this. That's why I'm here, recording this. Maybe someone will hear it and understand. Maybe someone will tell me what to do because I seriously don't know anymore. I'm not doing this for attention. I'm not trying to go viral or whatever. I just need to talk. And I can't talk to my parents. I can't talk to my friends. I tried writing it in a journal, but that felt weird, like I was hiding from myself. So now I'm just talking to this camera, or maybe a stranger who might watch it. I don't know. I used to think I was a pretty normal girl. I go to school. I have decent grades. I have a few close friends. I had a boyfriend. Well, still do, kind of. His name's Josh. We've been together for about a year. He's sweet, funny, and honestly the only person I ever thought I could trust like that. I thought we were serious. Like, forever serious. At least that's what I told myself. I'm not proud of what I did, not even a little. But I need to be honest, because lying, even to this camera, won't help anything. A few weeks ago, I made a mistake. A big one. And now my life is totally different. Not just changed, like ruined. At least that's how it feels right now. I didn't plan for any of this. It just kind of happened. One night. One stupid night. And now I'm sitting here trying not to freak out completely. I don't know what the right thing is anymore. I thought I knew myself. I thought I had control over my life. But when you're 16 and scared, everything feels like it's spinning out of control. I guess I should tell you what happened. The real story. Even the parts I hate saying out loud. Because maybe, if I say it, I can finally breathe. So yeah, this is the beginning. Or maybe the middle. I don't even know. All I know is that I'm pregnant, and I don't know who the father is. And I swear, I never ever thought I'd be that girl. It was a Friday night. I remember that because I was supposed to be at Josh's house. His parents were gone, and he invited me over to watch movies, hang out. Just us. That was kind of our thing. We weren't the party couple. We were more like, stay in, eat junk food, make fun of old movies kind of people. But that night, I didn't go. There was this party. One of my friends, Zoe, begged me to come. Just for a little while, she said. It'll be fun. I wasn't even planning to drink or anything. I don't know, I felt bored, I guess. Or maybe restless. Like I wanted something different for one night. And Josh and we'd had a stupid fight earlier that week about something small. I don't even remember what it was now. So I told him I wasn't feeling well and couldn't come over. I lied. That was the first mistake. At the party, things felt off. Not in a scary way, just like I didn't belong there. People were loud, drinking, dancing. I wasn't used to that. But then I saw him. His name was Nate. He wasn't from our school. He was a year older. Kind of a friend of a friend. I'd seen him before, but never talked to him. That night he noticed me. He smiled, came over, said something stupid like, "You look like you'd rather be anywhere else." I laughed. I shouldn't have. I should have walked away. We talked for a while. He gave me a drink. Just one, I swear. I wasn't drunk, just relaxed. I felt like someone finally saw me, not as Josh's girlfriend or the quiet girl from Chem, but just me. And in the moment, that felt so good. Too good. I don't know how it happened exactly. One minute we were talking, and the next we were upstairs, in a room, alone. I didn't stop him. I didn't think. I just let it happen. It wasn't romantic. It wasn't love. It was just this quick, stupid thing. And as soon as it was over, I felt sick. Like I didn't even recognize myself. I went home that night and cried in the shower for an hour. I kept thinking, what the hell did I just do? And I told myself it didn't matter. It was a mistake. It wouldn't mean anything. I could forget it ever happened, go back to being Josh's girlfriend, pretend everything was normal. But nothing felt normal after that. I saw Josh the next day. He kissed me like nothing had changed. And I kissed him back, even though I felt like a liar. I wanted to tell him. I really did. But I was afraid. Afraid he'd hate me. Afraid I'd lose him. So I kept quiet. And a few days later, I slept with him too. With Josh. To make things feel right again. To fix what I broke. I thought if I just acted normal, maybe it would all go away. Spoiler, it didn't. About 2 weeks later, I started feeling weird. Tired all the time. Nauseous in the mornings. My chest hurt. I thought maybe it was just stress. From school, from the guilt, from everything. But something inside me said, no, this is different. So I bought a test. 2, actually. I took them both in the school bathroom during lunch, hands shaking the whole time. They were both positive. I sat there staring at them, my whole body numb. I don't even remember the rest of that day. It's like I floated through it in some kind of fog. That night, I locked myself in my room and just stared at the ceiling. I didn't cry. I couldn't. I just kept thinking, this isn't happening. This isn't my life. I can't be pregnant. I'm only 16. This isn't real. But it was. It is. And the worst part? I had no idea who the father was. I kept the test sticks in the bottom of my drawer for like 3 days. I'd open it, stare at the little lines, and then close it again. Like somehow, if I ignored them long enough, they'd just disappear. I Googled everything. How accurate are pregnancy tests? Can stress delay your period? Early signs of pregnancy? I wanted someone, even a random website, to tell me it wasn't real. But it was. The symptoms got worse. I was tired all the time. My stomach felt weird every morning. I cried over stupid things. Like literally, I cried because we ran out of milk. That's not normal. That's not just stress. I knew. Deep down, I already knew. The thing is, at first, I thought it had to be Josh's. I mean, he's my boyfriend. We've been together forever. And yeah, I messed up. That night with Nate. But that was only once. Just once. Josh and I were together a few days later. So it made sense, right? I even told myself the timing worked better that way. I told myself, okay, you're pregnant, but at least it's Josh's baby. He loves you. Maybe this won't be the end of the world. I started imagining how I'd tell him. Like, Josh, I'm pregnant, but we'll figure it out. I know it's crazy, but maybe we can make it work. It was stupid. I know that now. I was being a coward, hoping for the easiest version of a bad situation. But the easy version doesn't exist. A week later, I downloaded one of those pregnancy apps, the kind that tells you how far along you are based on your last period. I put in the date, watched the little loading circle spin. Then it gave me a number. 6 weeks. 6. Not 4. Not 5. That's when my heart dropped. 6 weeks. That lines up exactly with the night of the party. Not with Josh. With Nate. I double-checked. Triple-checked. I even went to the clinic, one of those free ones where no one asks too many questions. They confirmed it. Same timing, same result. That night I couldn't breathe. I actually had a panic attack. Like real one. Chest tight, hands numb, couldn't think, couldn't move. I thought I was dying. I'm not even sure what's worse, being pregnant or knowing it's not Josh's, because now everything's broken. I cheated. I lied. And now I'm carrying a baby that isn't my boyfriend's, and I can't tell anyone. Not my mom. She'd lose it. Not my friend. They'd judge me. I just know they would. Not Josh. Especially not Josh. He still looks at me like I'm his whole world, and I can't even look him in the eye anymore. The worst part is I still haven't talked to Nate. I don't even have his number. I only know his first name, and I've only seen him one time since the party. He was walking across the parking lot, and we didn't even say anything, just awkward eye contact. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Pregnant, scared, alone, and carrying a secret so big I feel like it's eating me from the inside. I haven't made any decisions yet. About, the pregnancy. I've thought about everything. Abortion, adoption, keeping it. They all feel impossible in different ways. Sometimes I catch myself imagining what it would be like to hold a baby, to raise a tiny little human who's part of me. And it's scary, but weirdly beautiful too. Then I think about college, my future, how I'd have to drop out of school, maybe forever, how people would talk, how Josh would never forgive me, and I spiral again. I keep asking myself, why did I do it? Why that night? Why did I throw everything away for a guy I barely knew? And I don't have a good answer. I wish I did. All I know is I can't undo it. I can't go back. The test is still positive. The weeks keep going up. And every day I don't say anything feels worse than the day before. Sometimes I look in the mirror and barely recognize myself. Not because of my body, that hasn't changed much yet, but because of the guilt. It's written all over my face. I don't know who I am anymore. I kept it to myself for as long as I could. I thought maybe I'd get more time. Time to figure it out. Time to breathe. But time didn't help. It just made everything worse. I started pulling away from Josh. Not on purpose. It was just... every time he touched me, every time he smiled at me, I felt like a liar. I'd flinch when he hugged me. I stopped answering his late-night calls. He asked me if everything was okay, and I always said, "Yeah, I'm just tired." I said that so many times, I started to believe it. Just tired. That was easier than saying, "Hey, I'm pregnant and the baby's not yours." But he knew something was up. I could see it in his face. One afternoon after school, he cornered me outside the building, not in a mean way. Just serious. His eyes looked heavy, like he'd been carrying something too. "Emily," he said, "you've been weird for weeks. Distant. What's going on?" I froze. I wanted to lie. I really did. I wanted to say, "It's nothing." I wanted to smile and change the subject. But I couldn't. Not anymore. So I told him. Not everything, but the first part. "I'm pregnant." He didn't say anything at first, just blinked, like the words didn't make sense. Then he said, "Wait, are you sure?" I nodded. "I took 2 tests. I went to the clinic. I'm sure." He sat down on the edge of the curb, rubbing his face. I sat next to him even though my legs felt like jelly. He asked, "Is it mine?" And I hesitated, just for a second. But that was enough. He saw it. His face changed, like something broke. "You cheated on me," he said, quiet. Not even angry yet. Just hollow. "I didn't mean to," I whispered. "It was just that one night. I was stupid. I didn't think. He laughed, but not the funny kind. The sad, disbelieving kind. With who? I didn't want to say. It felt like saying Nate's name made it all real, but I told him. And Josh just sat there staring at the ground. You told me you were sick that night, he said. You lied to my face. I know. He stood up. I loved you. I said, I still love you. He shook his head. No, you don't. You don't do this to someone you love. And then he walked away. Just like that. And I couldn't blame him. I went home and threw up. Not because of the pregnancy. I think it was just the guilt finally catching up to me. Everything I was afraid of happened. I lost him. The one person I thought would be there no matter what. After that, I stayed in my room for days. I told my mom I had the flu. She believed me, or pretended to. She's always been good at ignoring things she doesn't want to deal with. I thought it would feel better, telling the truth, like a weight lifted. But it didn't. It felt like the weight just shifted. Now it was crushing me from a different side. Josh hasn't talked to me since. Zoe texted me once asking if everything was okay. I didn't answer. I feel like I'm living in this fog, like the real world is happening around me, but I'm stuck underwater. I walk through the halls at school and wonder if people know, if they can see it on me, if I already look like that girl, and I still don't know what I'm going to do. Sometimes I sit with my hand on my stomach, just thinking, wondering if it's a boy or a girl, wondering what kind of life I could give them, wondering if I'd even be a good mom. I'm just a kid myself. Other times I look up clinics. I've read every article, every horror story, every "you'll regret it forever" post, and every "it's your body, your choice" reply. But none of them know me. None of them know what it's like to be here, in this exact moment, feeling like whatever I choose, someone loses. If I keep the baby, I lose my freedom, my education, maybe my parents. If I don't, I lose a part of myself I can't get back. And the father? Nate? I don't even know where he is. He hasn't tried to reach out. He probably doesn't even remember my name. I don't think he'd care either way, and I don't want him in my life. But still, it's his baby too. Sort of. I wish someone would just tell me what to do, like grab me by the shoulders and say, "This is the right thing, do it." But no one can. It has to be me. And I don't trust myself anymore. I don't even know how she found out. Maybe she saw the test wrappers in the trash. Maybe she heard me crying at night through the wall. Or maybe she's just a mom, and moms always know. It was Saturday morning. I hadn't left my room much all week. I wasn't even pretending to be sick anymore. I was just stuck. Wearing the same hoodie, the same blanket, scrolling through my phone without seeing anything. Then she knocked on my door, not a soft knock either, the firm kind. The mom knock. I said, "Yeah?" She opened the door and stood there with this weird look on her face. Not angry, not sad, just serious. Like she'd already decided something and was waiting for me to catch up. She said, "Emily, sit up." That alone made me nervous. She never uses that tone unless something's wrong. I sat up slowly, heart already pounding. She closed the door behind her and came to the edge of my bed. She didn't sit, just stood there with her arms crossed. Then she asked, "Are you pregnant?" Just like that. No hesitation, no lead up. Just the question. I froze. For a full 5 seconds I couldn't say anything. Then I whispered, "What?" She raised an eyebrow. Don't play games with me, Emily. Are you pregnant? My eyes filled with tears instantly. I didn't even try to lie. I just nodded. Her face didn't change. She just sighed. Deep, tired, but not angry. Okay, she said. Just that one word. That's what shocked me the most. I thought she'd scream, or cry, or start listing all the ways I ruined my life. I was bracing for it. I was ready to be disowned or grounded forever or something. But she just said, okay, and then she sat beside me. For a minute, we didn't say anything. I wiped my eyes on my sleeve and stared at the floor. Then she asked, how far along? About 7 weeks. She nodded slowly. Have you been to a doctor? I nodded. A clinic. Do you know who the father is? That one made me cry for real. I said, it's not Josh. She didn't even flinch. I figured. I looked at her. You're not mad? She looked at me with this expression I'll never forget, like sad and strong and soft all at once. I'm not happy, she said. But I'm not mad. I'm scared for you. But more than anything, I just want to help you. I broke. I fell into her arms and cried like a little kid. All the things I'd been holding in, the guilt, the fear, the shame came pouring out. I kept saying, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry, over and over. And she just held me. She whispered, you're going to be okay. We're going to figure this out. I've got you. No one had said that to me in weeks. Later, we sat at the kitchen table and talked. Really talked. Like two people, not just mom and daughter. I told her everything. About the party, about Nate, about Josh. She listened. She didn't judge. She asked questions, but gently. She told me she'd had a pregnancy scare when she was 17. That she never told anyone until now. That she'd been just as terrified. I know it feels like your life is over, she said. But it's not. It's just changing. She didn't push me to make a decision. She just said we'd go to a real doctor together. Get an ultrasound. Talk to someone. Someone who could help me understand all my options. It was the first time in weeks I felt like I wasn't drowning. I still don't know what I'm going to do. But now I know I'm not alone. And somehow, that makes all the difference.